And hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Who Dey Lounge. I'm your host, Cincy to Friends. Along with me is one of my best friends, one of the best humans you will ever see come across your TV, your telephone, or your computer screen, Adam Stilley.
Hey, what's going on? Good to see everybody.
That's it.
Yeah, well, I would echo that sentiment. Everything that
Uh,
you said, I repeat right back to you.
oh no, I don't need to lie to the people, and most of them know me. They know better than that. So, Adam, what did you want to
Glenn,
discuss today?
I think we're here to discuss the Giro d'Italia, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I am. I'm happy, but I'm disappointed at the same time.
Because that
Because
was like 2 years ago,
no, that was like 3 months ago.
3 months
So
ago.
since the Giro, we had the Tour de France, and we didn't have any time to get on here to talk about that. But we just finished the Vuelta, the Tour of Spain. Adam, your thoughts on the Tour of Spain, the last grand tour of the season?
Spain's a lovely country. I'm assuming it went well. So
It did go
that's all I
well.
got.
Oh, that's all you got.
That's all I
Well,
got.
your guy Pikachu was not there.
Mm.
Uh, but Primoz Roglic was there, and he won for the fifth time. He won the Giro, not the Giro. See, you got the Giro on my head. He won La Vuelta, the Tour of Spain. So congratulations to him. And I know it's unfortunate that our friend Dave isn't here because we could use somebody who speaks Spanish to actually break down some of the interviews and whatnot that went on. But maybe next time, our elusive friend Dave can join us.
Yeah, I guess work comes before um, you know, I
This is
this is
this is
work,
work.
but this
Yeah.
is
What are
fun.
you talking
So
about?
we'll get him on here though. Yep,
Oh yeah,
everybody can meet Dave.
yeah, or not. All right. For everybody out there, on today's episode, we're going to break down what we saw last week from the Bengals opener. We're going to talk about our concerns, and then we're going to do a quick preview of the Kansas City Chiefs game coming up on Sunday afternoon, or if you're like me, Sunday late evening. Adam, what are your thoughts about last week's game?
Well, I mean, anyone that watched that, obviously it was disappointing. This is the same song we've been singing the last couple of years. The Bengals flopped the first couple games of the season for whatever reason. And then panic sets in and season's over, doom and gloom and all these things. I think we need to pause and take a step back. Everyone take a deep collective breath.
Woosah.
This is a team, or was a team last week, that was not ready. They were not prepared. You could talk about, Joe Burrow still trying to figure out coming off of that wrist injury. Yep, didn't play towards the end of the season last year, mid season on. This is a team that's been distracted with the contract extension talks with Jamar Chase. This is a team, I think, that's trying to figure out its identity. Joe Mixon was a huge part of this offense for a long time. T. Higgins was not in uniform on Sunday. That chemistry matters. I think that it was a week in which, we wanted to see the Bengals come out hot. They're playing the Patriots, who, by all accounts, preseason was going to be one of the worst teams in football. However, very little things can make a big difference, especially in football. The Bengals missed 14 tackles on Sunday. 14 tackles on Sunday. Ramondre Stevenson rushed for 120 yards. 116 of those yards came after contact. So the very first thing, the most basic thing in football is you have to tackle. That's basic line part of the game. The second thing is ball security. The Bengals fumbled 3 times. Now, Burrow on the first drive was lucky to fall on one of those fumbles. You had the goal line fumble with Tanner Hudson. You had the fumble with Charlie Jones on special teams on the punt. Those were massive. If you clean up ball security,
My guy,
if you
Charlie
make
Jones.
your guy Charlie Jones,
Yeah.
we'll give him a pass for now. But if you do the very basic level things, the Bengals win that game, and we're not sitting here, doom and gloom. So those little things really added up and made a big difference. Now, going forward, are they going to clean it up? Yeah, they are. They will. I mean, this is a Bengals team that's rebounded in the past. They've gotten things together. And I have no reason to believe that they're not going to do it again. So, what do you say?
We always do this, like you said. We come out, we're panic stricken, and we want to fire Zach Taylor immediately. What's wrong with Joe Burrow? Immediately. Just what's wrong with the offensive line? Immediately. And I get it, and everybody gets it, but I think most Bengals fans, from what I'm understanding, is everybody's tired of it. And how come it keeps happening? And how come we're not prepared? And what are they doing? What are they doing during the off season and training camp that leads up to this? And it's like, oh, well, we're not playing the starters in training camp, or we're not playing starters in the preseason, so something needs to change. I don't know what needs to change. I don't care. It's doom and gloom, but it wasn't very encouraging. So we were the biggest favorite of the opening weekend, and we got spanked. So that's never good. And right now, people are picking. I think I saw Mina Kime. She said the question was asked, which team are you most concerned about right now? And she said the Cincinnati Bengals. So I think it's concerning. Joe Burrow only throws the ball over 10 yards 6 times. The running game is, once again, I can't even say non-existent. It's Zach Moss average more yards per carry than Ramondre Stevenson. So we're going to get that narrative. We need to run the ball. There were lots of things that went wrong. There's lots of reasons to be encouraged. You know, T. Higgins is not there. The distraction with Jamar Chase should be over. We saw Joe Burrow throwing today at practice. He was throwing the deep ball. So hopefully some of the wrist things, some of the injury things, some of the personnel things, hopefully some of that is out of the way, and we will give a better performance going forward. But it's still concerning.
Yeah, and Burrow, he hasn't seen full game speed against first teamers since last year in a long time. He admittedly said he felt sped up. There were a couple times, and you can even look at that last drive where they needed to move the ball down the field to score to win the ball game. You could see there were times where Burrow should have stepped up in the pocket, but instead evaded the pocket and got outside. And you know, those are things in the past that Burrow, you know, when he's himself, he's pretty calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Had he done that, he would have found that Jamar Chase was wide open down the field. So just little things like that I think it's just going to take, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time. We've said this every single year. For whatever reason, the first 2 games of the season, they're just not prepared and they're not ready. And that is a concern going forward.
Yeah, well, not this year, next year, because we're already in it right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And we already expect it to start 0. Well, I guess I don't want to put that out there in the world, but I don't think anybody's here. I don't think anybody's picking the Bengals to beat the Chiefs on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I hope we will cheer, we will yell, we will hope, and then we'll be like, oh, well, they lost, but they look better. There's always this positive narrative around the team for good reason. The last few years, we were 9-8, the only conference where every team finished above 500 last year. Mm-hmm. And we did not look like, the whole conference did not look like that this weekend. So hopefully for the Bengals, that will turn around, and for the other teams, we'll bleep them. One of the things you want us to talk about is your level of concern. So I don't know how you want to grade that, how you want to look at that. Are we doing numbers? Mm-hmm. Are we doing colors? Because I have a color. I have the perfect color.
Oh, okay. I want to hear this. Let's hear your color.
What do you have? Like numbers, letters?
I mean, I would probably assign a 1 through 10 number to it, I guess.
Okay. Well, what's your level?
My level of concern right now is around a 4, and the only reason I say that is because, you know, it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish the season. And the Bengals have proven over the last 3 years that they tend to finish the seasons pretty strong. I have to believe that they're going to clean some of the things up, you know, some of the miscues from last week. And then going forward, you know, I think some of those things could galvanize the team like we've seen in years past. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. Like it. So 4. My level of concern is red. So if we start with, you know, blue, green, yellow, going up, it's kind of like the pollution index on your iPhone when you look at the weather and you start to get into the red category. and
Hmm.
it's getting pretty hot. It's getting really polluted. And I went with red because it is at Andy Dalton level. What do I mean by that? It came across my head. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself because I saw it the first time it happened and I started to see it again. We broke Andy Dalton. We broke him. Like
Hmm.
all these new fans that are in Bingledom who didn't live the Andy Dalton experience, Andy Dalton was good. Andy Dalton came into the league with AJ Green and went to the playoffs the first year, his rookie season. They went to the playoffs 4 consecutive years. The Cincinnati Bengals. And people will say Andy Dalton is a mediocre quarterback. Okay, fine. He was great. He was awesome, except for the playoffs. The playoffs, yeah, everybody pooped the bed. Everybody. But Andy Dalton was a good quarterback, and we broke him. We physically broke him. Now, fast forward that to now. Have we broken Joe Burrow? That is, I'm not saying we did. I'm saying
Hmm.
that question popped into my mind because, and they even voiced it in the press conference. He said he was getting happy feet. He was saying he wasn't seeing the field. Like you said, he was trying to get outside instead of stepping up into the pocket. Andy Dalton. I haven't seen him start sailing those high balls like Andy Dalton did after Andy Dalton was just finished.
Hmm.
I haven't seen that yet. Not yet, but I'm looking for it. And if I start to see those balls sailing a little bit high, where the receivers, they're completed, but the receivers are always jumping for the ball, or they're always like that, or they can't get the yards after the catch because the ball is up here and they have to go back and catch it like this, and they can't turn up the field on a nicely thrown pass that would have netted 60 yards after the catch. I'm concerned about that. So I'm not saying we broke him, not yet, but I'm starting to ask the question. I'm starting to look for things, whereas before I was not. And now I am. So my level is red. Andy Dalton, red rifle, red. And I sure hope we don't see any of these things. Forget about the water bottle, whatever
Although,
that was.
admittedly, you had some concerns about that.
Oh yeah, I did.
Mm.
It was like, and then I was like, what am I doing? This is stupid.
Yeah,
But then
there was
it,
a rabbit hole that folks were jumping down.
oh yeah,
So
my rabbit hole was the glove during the off season, the glove with the glove, without the glove, the
mm,
flexing of the arm, the I don't know, all that stuff. And I guess it's just to keep it loose. Like when I go to the
mhm,
gym, I work out. I'm old now, so my shoulders kind of do something weird. So I kind of do
mm,
this, my baseball stretches. And I'm like, all right, it's just that. It's just to keep loose. So that's what he's
yeah,
doing with his wrist. So that's probably, I hope, what's going on. And I hope we haven't broken him. And I hope we don't break him. If he's not broken, don't break him. But these offensive line picks, these pass protection schemes, I'm worried. I'm not Andrew Luck. I guess my next level above will be blue. Because if I'm at red, the ultimate is blue, which would be Andrew Luck, which would be just unthinkable.
yeah. Let's not put that out there. We don't
Yeah,
need any ruptured spleens and all that. But
no.
the offensive line actually looked, you know, okay Sunday.
They had
Um,
bad moments,
mhm,
but
which is
I
going to
guess
happen.
yeah. But the metrics suggested that he had more time in the pocket than everybody's thinking he did. However, when they were bad, they were really bad,
Yeah,
which which we'll talk about a little bit later. Some of my other concerns as we preview the game with the Kansas City Chiefs.
yeah.
Insert commercial here. Cubanisto, if you want to come sponsor Who Dey Lounge, please do. Lef Ruby, if you want to come sponsor Who Dey Lounge, please do. And Adam, we're back. And we're gonna talk really quickly about the Kansas City Chiefs game coming up and what are you expecting and players we should look out for.
I'm expecting a bounce back from the Bengals. I'm not expecting a victory, so let me make that clear. Although crazier things have happened when the Bengals travel to Arrowhead, so
That's why they play the game.
that's why they play the game. I think you're gonna see a better Bengals team. I'm hoping that we'll see a better Bengals team. By all accounts, they had a good week of practice. I think if I could use 2 words for everyone out there, I think it's deep breath. Just nobody expected the Bengals to go undefeated this season. It's one game. They will regroup. My biggest question, though,
not those Shannon Sharp deep breaths.
Oh my gosh. And we're back to another commercial break. We'll see you here in 30 seconds. So, I think one thing that I think about is T. Higgins going to be able to play? I'm not necessarily expecting him to play. So the
he hasn't been ruled out already?
I don't think he's been ruled out, but I don't think he's expected to play either. Last information I saw. So my question is who's going to step up? Jamar Chase can't carry the offense. You saw Yoshivas involved a little bit last week. You saw Gesicki involved a little bit last week. Jermaine Burton had a good week of practice from what I read. He's a guy that they were hoping not to have to count on this early, but he may have to be involved this week. So I want to see Chase Brown more involved this week as well. When Zach Moss had a good game last week, but when Chase Brown touched the football, you could just tell just the explosiveness that he has. He just has more juice, than Moss. So I'd like to see him a little bit more involved, and I think they're gonna maybe create a game plan that's gonna look a little bit differently than last week. At least I'm hoping we're gonna see some Joe Burrow deep balls. But my biggest concern is the Bengals secondary, and they're gonna get. What is it? I'm sorry. Oh, we're back to Shannon Sharp. This has left quite an impression on you.
You left quite an impression on her.
Yeah, evidently. At least he finally admitted it, though, right?
Yeah.
No, he was.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. So I'll start back at deep balls.
Squirrel. The Bengals secondary is going to be tested a lot. The Chiefs have the fastest wide receiver tandem in football. You're gonna have to make tackles as well, because Pacheco, the running back, is tough to bring down. So they're going to have to clean up the tackling. I'm not sure if Hollywood Brown's going to be back this week.
He is not.
But we saw what.
He's out.
We saw what Xavier Worthy did last week. We saw what Rashee Rice did last week. So that's going to be a challenge. So I hope that the secondary is up for the challenge, and I hope they can step up. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
You know how I feel about my running back, Chase Brown. I'm a little bit biased in that department.
Our running back, Chase Brown.
That's true. I'm sorry. Our running back, Chase Brown. You know how I feel about Dax Hill. You know how I feel about DJ Turner. I just need both of them to prove me right. Your guys already proven you right, Cam Taylor-Britt. I need my guys to prove me right, to show, hey, I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about defensive backs. Although you seem to have that one on lock between the both of us. Yeah, obviously I'm concerned about Patrick Mahomes, but there's a stat. Patrick Mahomes against single high in his first game against the Ravens, he was 12 for 14 for 151 yards. That's pretty good. I think the Bengals should not go single high. Also, that comes in with another stat. Ramondre Stevenson, who you talked about, he ran for 120 yards. 90 of those yards came against 7 or more players in the box. So with a heavy box, he gained 90 yards. 57% success rate, 18% success rate against a lighter box. So 6 or less defenders in the box. What does that mean for the Bengals? That means that they can not try to crowd the box to stop Pacheco, hopefully, and not give up a single high look to Patrick Mahomes in the secondary. So if we can do that, that is a way to, I guess, slow to mitigate some of what we saw out of Kansas City's offense in their first game against the Ravens. If we can do that, like you said, Stevenson went off against the Bengals. Pacheco did not have a great game. I think he ran for 51 yards against the Ravens. So if we can hold him to that, I'm not planning on it, but if we can hold him to that 51 yards while not stacking a box to do it, so he won't see us two highs. He won't see a single high, sorry, and we won't have to stack the box. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm also worried about the tight ends, Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, and my guy Jared Wiley. He only got 11 snaps last week, but the tight end position is always a tough one for us to guard against. The middle of the field is tough for us to guard against. I don't know why. Speaking of middle of the field, Rashee Rice, 7 passes, 103 yards. Most of those yards came from in-cutting routes. So again, middle of the field stuff. So even if we go like we have one single high safety, we bring the safety up to try to mitigate some of that. Tight ends over the middle or Rashee Rice in routes. He's got the single high in the back, and that could spell problems for Lou Anarumo in the defense. And once again, if we get kind of hectic, I'm always afraid. Same thing last year, Xavier Worthy on the reverse. We saw it against the Ravens. Bengals fans saw it all last year. Every time there was a wide receiver with any amount of speed, there was always a reverse. It was always a big play for the opposing team. So I'm worried about that. And my guy, your guy, Creed Humphrey, all the guys in that draft, we could have traded down. And who did we pick up, Adam? I don't even want to say his name. And Chris Jones, obviously. And so he's going to be lined up mostly against Alex Kappa. Your guy, Keon White.
Love him. Yeah, Kappa probably had he and Trent Brown, so the right side of the line, probably the weakest link in that offensive line. But Keon White's a stud. Yeah,
he showed it.
So he showed it. Yeah. So Chris Jones isn't going to be an easier task by any means.
And he's going to be lined up mostly on the left side of their defensive line. So that means against Alex Kappa. And not for nothing, Kappa did not get an extension, whereas Karras did. Karras. I don't know why I said it like that. Ted Karras.
Those fancy French pronunciation there.
I've been sometimes I put the stress on. I shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. This is one of those times I'm glad our amigo is not here. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, one thing, let me just touch on that real quick. I think this week we should see more 12 personnel. They ran the ball really, really effectively when Drew Sample and Eric All were on the field. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that this week. Just to give some help to that offensive line, that pass protection, and obviously run blocking as well.
But McLaughlin, yeah, I would love for him to be active and inactivate Gesicki. I know people are hoping that's going to turn around and get better, but I just want to see McLaughlin play.
Yep,
I want to see him active.
Yeah, we both liked him coming out. But back to what you were saying on the defensive side. Logan Wilson, he was banged up a little bit and didn't practice the early part of the week. Hopefully he's active. They're going to need him, especially for those over the middle routes. I'd like to see some more Jordan Battle. That guy could tackle. He showed that last year. I'd like to see him a little bit more. And then the other thing on defense is Trey Hendrickson needs some help. He had a 49% pass rate, pressure rate last week. Joseph Osai, Sam Hubbard, 0% pressure rate, and that you can't do that. So
it's almost like we should have used a high draft pick on a pass rusher.
Yeah,
I mean, it's too bad.
Yep.
I mean, who would have thunk?
Your guy Cedric Johnson, though, he may have stepped up a little bit.
That's not my guy.
I don't know.
That's not my guy.
No, we're gonna have to go back and watch that one.
No, your guy, McKinley Jackson.
Ish, yeah. Not in the fourth round, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
No, what do you mean, my guy?
You liked him. You liked Cedric.
No,
Johnson.
I said, did I? He wasn't one of my guys, though.
I don't know if he was your guy, but you liked him.
He wasn't one of my top 30. No.
Okay.
I liked him.
You like the pick. You like the pick. Yeah.
No. Here's what I said. I remember now. Here's what I said. I said, I like the pick because it reminds me of Miles Murphy in the 6th round.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I didn't say I liked him as a pick or as a prospect. He didn't make my top 30, my now world famous top 30. He didn't make that list. But if you're going to draft a defensive end with that skill set, who looks like that, who plays like that,
draft him in the 6th round.
Awesome pick in the 6th round. Awesome.
Yeah. Got
awesome.
it.
fifth round. Sam Hubbard, third round. Why not? First round? Anyway, anywho, anyway, I hope Mr. Murphy proves me wrong. I really do. I hope I'm eating crow cake. I guess I'm a black guy from Ohio. I shouldn't be talking about eating crows or anything like that. my bad.
Still following the national media from France. There you go.
Anywho, dude, we only watch it's rare that I watch French television. We don't watch French television.
Well, you shouldn't watch American television either. It's garbage.
Question mark. When do we see KJ Henry?
You know what? I completely forgot about that signing until you just brought it up. But yeah, he wasn't active last week, was he?
Yeah, I don't think so, no.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see KJ Henry if Osai and Hubbard continue to give you 0% pressure rate. So I think that's when you're going to see him. Hopefully it's not this week.
And I had him well ahead of Mr. Murphy during that draft as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was scouting Murphy, but Henry was the one that seemed the most ready. If I were to pick between the two, neither one of them made my top 30, but if I was picking between the two, Henry would have made it before Murphy. But anyway, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, like I said earlier, just deep breaths, Bengals fans. We've been here before. We've been frustrated before. We've been doom and gloom and panic and seasons over thoughts before. I think they go into Kansas City and they put on a respectable showing. I think it's a 6-point spread right now, which is pretty big, so I wouldn't expect the Bengals to come out with a victory, but you have Washington on Monday Night Football the following week back at home. And I think that's really where they continue to turn things around, and hopefully we see some momentum after that.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope so. I'm going to go into the game expecting the worst, but hoping for the best. I don't want to say they're going to lose as a guarantee. No, we play well against Kansas City. We match up well against them. Lou Anarumo brings out whatever he brings out. Joe Burrow is as healthy as he's going to get, I'm thinking, after the second game. If we're going to get the Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to get them now. We have to get them now. This is our best shot. The only problem is first two games we're 1-10 or something. So history is against us as far as the first two games of the regular season. History is with us as far as beating Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. So we I don't know. Look at me being positive. This is
what
shocking.
happened? What happened to you?
I don't know. I've been in a good mood lately.
That's good. I
don't know. It's been, I don't know. Something's happened. I don't know why. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I guess I should just ride the wave while it lasts, because it probably won't last very long. But oh yeah, and Geno Stone. How do you feeling about that?
Use a takeaway this week, and if anybody's going to do it, it could be him. One thing dawned on me as you were talking about Joe Burrow, and this is how funny and fickle we are as fans. So last year, the first two games of the season, his calf is screwed up. He can't escape the pocket. He's just standing there in the pocket. Last week, he did a great job of getting out of the pocket and, getting yards. And we're sitting here saying, he should have stepped up in the pocket and stayed in the pocket. It's just, it's us as fans, I guess. But anyway, that was a digression.
It was true.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how we think. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's what we saw. We saw he wasn't right. And then when he got right, they went on a tear.
Mm-hmm.
And we got back to 500, and we're looking like the most dangerous team in the NFL once again after a slow start. So maybe that's what will happen. But I'm hoping, I don't want to start slow. I want to beat the Chiefs. I need bragging rights over my friend Eddie. I need this. We need this. The city needs this. Everybody's pulling out their hair. See, I'm already bald. We need this, Adam.
Well, think about it. All right, so let's just say something crazy happens and they go into Arrowhead and they win.
Yeah.
Look at the difference a week makes.
Exactly.
I mean, and now you're thinking, all right, this team's for real, and they are going to contend for the AFC. And so just stranger things have happened.
And this is one of those games. Nobody picked the Bengals. Everybody's counting Joe Burrow out. People are saying he's overrated now. People keep putting Josh Allen ahead of Joe Burrow, which is something I will never understand ever in my life. Don't ask me to understand it. That is preposterous. And yeah, and when that happens, usually Boomer Esiason will pick the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals. That's what I'm hoping on. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hanging my hat on. And Bengals fans, let us know what you think. If you still want to complain a little bit about last week's game, do it down in the comments. If you want to give some advice to the Bengals defense like we did earlier, write those down in the comments too. Adam and I will check on those once in a while and keep the conversation going down in the comments. Please hit like and subscribe. I know I hate saying that, but please do. That will help us out enormously if you guys are watching and you enjoy it. And we will try to make this a semi-regular thing this season. So, Adam, closing remarks.
Yeah, like I said, just let's just hang in there. Let's stay optimistic. I'm noticing your background, by the way. I think we have the same little setup there with the bobblehead figurines there. Yeah. No great minds think alike.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
But squirrel. So anyway, I'm looking forward to watching the game Sunday. Again, let's keep realistic expectations, but like you said, let's hope for the best.
Exactly. And until next time, Bengals fans, be safe. Be careful. Be safe. Have fun. And until next, I've already forgotten what it was. It's been a while, but anyway, Bengals fans, we will talk to you soon. Who Dey.
Have a great day. Have a Who Dey.
Thank you. You saved me.
Yep. All right. Till next time.
Till next time.
Putting Who Dey in your day on the Adam and Adams Show.
Marie!
What?
Babe, can you go get me some more Cubanisto? I don't have any more Cubanisto, please.
Pardon? Mais ça va pas ou quoi? Mais va le chercher ton cubanisto. Et lui, non? Il est fou, j'y crois pas. Merde.